Hello and welcome to Of Land and Leaf. My name is Drea, and this channel is where I am making huge changes through small scale gardening. I created this channel as a way to share my gardening journey and learning with my mom, who's over 500 miles away in Akron, Ohio. And if you're following my channel, you might be surprised to be getting a video today because we were expecting a few days of rain, like 3 days of rain. And so I said, I won't be back out for some time, but there's no rain on the forecast today. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We haven't had any rain. It's an overcast. It's 80 something degrees, and it's cloudy, which is a perfect day. But I wanted to, since there's no rain and we do have rain coming, I wanted to get out here and do some flower work. I'm adding some flowers to my garden a bit more intentionally than I did last year. So join me in my community garden as I add some flowers and just do some changes today. Okay, I made a comment about the overcast and how cloudy it was today, and then I got here to the garden and it's just full sun over the garden, like complete sun. So luckily I brought one of my visors that my mom bought me the last time I made a video about my skin condition in the garden. My mom was so sweet and she sent me a bunch of hats and visors and hair protectants that she purchased from Temu. So I brought one today, even though I didn't think I would need it, and I'm glad that I have it. I'm here now. I've already kind of inspected the garden. I don't see any of the orange bugs right away, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get on my hands and knees and search. First, I'm gonna make my water and then just spend a little bit of time there. And then the next thing that I wanna do is get the azaleas up. I don't know if you remember, but I showed you some azaleas that had volunteered and they were over in the onions. And my mom also told me that the azaleas are going to get bushy. They're like a shrub, and I looked it up and I found the azalea shrub, and I don't really want a shrub right there. So one of my neighbors had thrown out some pots a little while back. I don't know if you've noticed them, but they've kind of just been stacked up on the side of the garden. They have slits in them, so no one really wanted them because the dirt will fall off, but I'm just gonna line them a little bit and then put the azaleas in at least 2 of those pots and just start them in pots for now. So those are the volunteer azaleas that I'm gonna pull up. I did learn that they will shoot off roots, and from the roots they'll make new plants, and that's what happened there because they were here in this bunch, which I'm also going to spend a little bit of time on today, but they were here and now they're over there, and I'm guessing that's because of root expansion. These are the pots. I learned that they are for ponds, like you put plants in them that are going in water, but I just figured I'd find a use for them even though I don't have a water feature. I'm just gonna line them and bring the azaleas over here. Okay, I'm gonna put about that much soil in this pot. No idea what size pot this is. I wanna say it's probably like 7 gallons, 5 gallons, something like that. And I'm just gonna put 2 of the plants in here and learn. Figure out if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll learn. Okay, so first pot is done. I have 3 here. I'll probably grab 3 more, and anything else that comes up, I don't know. I'll look for another place, or I might have to go ahead and dispose of them because I don't know that I'll need them. I might see if anyone else in the garden wants them. Okay, so here are the azalea plants. I put 3 in each of those buckets right in front of this garden bed. There are a lot back there, but I ran out of potting soil. I don't know how many of them I'm going to actually try to keep and how many I will either give away or throw away. But here are the 6 that I've transplanted so far. Next, I was going to tackle this kale, but I'm going to save that till last so that it doesn't sit out in the heat for too long. Next, I bought some nasturtium seeds, and I'm going to plant those. I forgot to show you what I brought to the garden with me today. You know, I garden in a community garden, so sometimes I have to bring things and little projects. I got a little rosemary from Kroger. I'm going to add to a pot. I just used all my planting soil, so and I want that in a pot. So we'll just place it out here so that it can get used to being out here, and then we'll pot it the next time we come out. I brought this onion that has been in my pantry. I'm gonna plant that whole onion bulb. I brought some green onions that I've used all of the green onion. So now I'm going to plant this also in a pot, which again, it's not gonna happen today. I've heard these grow better in ground, but I just don't want them to take over. So I think I'm gonna start them in a pot. And then some seeds. And I think the only thing I'm going to plant today are these nasturtium seeds. I've heard that they are a trap crop for the bugs, invasive and harmless bugs that might eat my peppers and tomatoes. So I'm going to plant these over where peppers are, and then I'll plant some more once I figure out where exactly my tomatoes are going to go. All right, so this will be the home of my peppers. So I'm going to plant a nasturtium in the tower so that I can see how well it does there. I'm also going to plant one over in the corner next to the blackberry. Sometimes you get started and your whole plans change. So I did put 2 in the towers. I know they're supposed to get really tall, so I'm just starting them there. I'm learning. So I wanted to see what that would look like. And I ended up putting 3 in the hanging basket that I have over the ground. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And then I also put 1 over by the blackberry. So I'm just gonna make a note real quick so I can remember where all I put them so that I don't pull them when I'm weeding. So I'm throwing all of this out. I'm not composting these because either they're invasive or they have pests. A lot of white flea looking things were on this. I'm gonna look that up and see what it is, but I don't want to compost it. I don't want to create conditions that this can spread. But I wanted to show you, look at this. Look how beautiful life is. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little cocoon and something growing in there. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna keep it because I don't want it in my garden, but the idea of life growing is just beautiful. I'm wrapping up. I'm all sweaty, tired. Sunscreen is dripping into my eyes, so I need to wrap up. But I also wanted to show you what I'm doing with my kale this time before taking it home. Because I did find a couple of eggs, just 1 cluster of eggs on the batches that I took last time. And because I did find those white fleas, I'm calling them fleas because they kind of hop around like fleas. I just brought my Home Depot bucket out and rinsed everything really good before putting it in my car. So I'm a big believer in washing. I wash 3 times. I use baking soda and vinegar, but this time I'm rinsing before even taking it home. Perfect 2 hours in the garden. I'm done. I'm headed home. I'm gonna clean and cook some kale. Probably have kale for dinner tonight. But the garden is in better shape. I researched the white flies, by the way, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about them. Forgive this gum. There's really not a whole lot you can do about them, but apparently they have a short life cycle. They're harmful. I'm thinking about getting some ladybugs, but since I'm in a community garden, I really can't contain them to my plot. So I don't know, let me know what you think about that. I'm tired. I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. And just like that, the sky is falling. I left just in time to beat the rain. Oh well, happy gardening.